Hello folks, and welcome to this week's show. This week we're chasing that elusive trash panda, DP style. This is trapping time.
Do you have the drive to be a trapper? They question my skill and my motive. They call me a Hollywood trapper. I give it my all to this game called trapping so that she can experience the challenge.
Well, it's getting late. Sun's going down, baby. Smell that? Just screams coon. The brush pile set came about.
We as trappers push ourselves to the limits.
This is my first Mississippi cat. I hate him. There's a gray fox down here. I caught this pretty little red right here. That is a monster. He's so big, we got dragging like deer. Peyton's second beaver. This is what you experience when you go on a trapping trip.
Brand new beaver trap.
Got the FB1. I see the tail. Beautiful. Randy has got a muddy mess happening. We got one. Right exactly what I'm talking about. Right here in this dip. 1 second.
Robbie giving the king a poor man's done. Did you happen to see that awesome?
I got something up here. Aha! 175s are definitely doing their job.
Do you have what it takes to play the game?
Three.
Follow me on my journey. This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Well, we're running a canine, beaver, cat, fox line here in Mississippi, and as you can see, we got a big beaver slough right here beside us. Well, just like any conservationist, we got to take out raccoons. So a lot of times what we're doing, we're setting for these other, what we would consider our target animals, we would throw out some DPs. One, it helps turkeys. You know, it helps some of the smaller animals, especially your nesting birds. But we want these things out of here. You know, they get into the farmers and the hunters, the deer feeders, and they just wreak havoc. So a lot of times what we'll do, we don't want to get out in the swamp. These swamps and these beaver dams just attract these animals. There's so much here for them to eat. So what we look for, we're going to be setting the edges. As you go down through here, we've got this nice little pine patch down through here and a nice little travel way that separates, it's a dry spot that separates the main water from the woods. So if you come with me, we'll throw these DPs out. Now I've got one set right here at the edge. I like to set two out because a lot of times these coons are going to travel in pairs. Well, we didn't get lucky enough to catch just two of them, but we did catch one here. And we used our simple setup. We got it cabled off, 4-foot extension cable. A decent little coon by Mississippi standards. But if you look here, he's kind of got himself all wrapped up. But what we'll do is, we'll extension off to these little trees right here. Now more likely that's probably a young boar coon, just looking at the size of him. But this simple setup like this, guys, it takes no time to throw these DPs out. And we're using our fruity DP pellets, and we're using a little bit of fish oil. And a lot of times, once we get this trap reset, I'll show you what I like to do. But it took me literally a minute to make this set, and we're going to take a nice coon out of here. All right, now I'm going to show you what we use a lot, especially Jason and I. Now this one here, I've got it quick linked off, but we're using 3/30 seconds cable. This is the same cable that your wolf fang anchors are made out of. And we'll make them about 4 feet long, and we'll put a big loop in one end, and then we quick link it off to the swivel. And the reason we do that, we want to be able to go around stuff. We don't want to fool with stakes. I see guys, especially on social media, talking about drags. Guys, we don't have time for that. We want something that we can hurry up, get set quick, and move on down the road. Now we're using a Duke DP. I actually just painted up. I was painting traps one day, and me and Peyton figured it'd be fun to paint some DPs, so we painted some DPs. It was good father-daughter time. But we're going to take some of our fruity DP pellets, and we're not going to put a lot in here. I mean, we're going to put, I see these guys filling these traps up. Guys, we're not feeding coons. We're not growing coons. We just want to get them enough so they stick their paw down here and pull on this trigger. And what we'll do, we'll take it and put it in. I like to check it and make sure my trigger is still working. All right, now I'm right at the bottom. If I'm looking down in here, I'm right where the bottom of the trigger. If it's setting level, that's where I want the bait to be at. Ooh, got a little stomach pains happening. We haven't had breakfast yet. All right, so now we're going to come and to show you how this works, we're going to loop this back through. So if this was around a tree, this is how it would be set up. So we're going to come to the same little sapling that we caught this coon on. We're going to wrap it around here. You want to get past the chain and pull it tight. And I like to get them out into the field a little bit. That way they don't have to search near as hard. And then just push it down in. It doesn't matter which way the trigger's facing. Just stick it down in there. Now a lot of times what I'll do is take a little fish oil and give myself a little bit of shot of it, kind of a trailing scent. That way if these coons are working a little bit farther out than right on the edge, they'll hit that fish oil and come in and work their way back into the set.
Boy, the dog-proof action is really starting to heat up. When we come back, we're going to head to one of my favorite streams. I'm going to show you some of my favorite muskrat sets on a Trapping Time Set of the Week.
For some of us, trapping season never ends. It's in our blood. It defines the very person we are. Let Southern Snares and Supply be part of your trapping world. Be sure to try out our best-selling capital punishment predator bait and our new Pure Gator oil.
Hey folks, be sure to check out our all-star lineup for the upcoming season. New for 2018 is the hard-hitting Blackout Predator bait. If you're looking for a beaver-based bait with some kick, this is it. We're also proud to add to the batting order our line of mouse-based baits. If you're looking for a mice bait so pure it's practically eating cheese in the container, then you will want to try Peyton's Pretty Mouse. Maybe you're looking for a bait with some long-range appeal for those cold winter nights, then you've got to try Peyton's Dirty Mouse. When you're serious about trapping predators like we are, then be sure to make your next purchase at TrappingTimeTV.com. Alright folks, we got us an incidental catch. I was actually setting for a mink. I had come in here and shaved this bank out. And by doing so, I'd seen a few mink tracks trying to make them have to work this edge in the water. And when you set good mink sets, usually you catch muskrats. They use the same type of terrain. These muskrats are probably working this bank. I had a pretty deep pocket dug back in there. I actually had a bait of a smelt and some mink lure, so it's kind of funny that it actually went up in there. But they like these holes. They're very inquisitive creatures. They're going to take and search for them. Real nice looking rat. Hind leg catch and a Duke 1.5. Good looking rat. Throw that up there. We're going to take and come back in and remake this set. Now we've got a lot of eye appeal because this rat's been in here and he tore this place up pretty good. So we're going to come in here. I'm going to dig my pocket back out. We're going to leave it all scratched up like it is. Usually I'd slick it down, but we're going to leave it that way because something else comes down through here, it's really going to catch its eye that we've been in here, and we're going to use that to our advantage. So we're going to get it down in here, get this dug up, and get this set remade. Okay, now we're here. You can actually still see the smelt in here, so we're going to dig around it, get this mud out of here. I went with a higher hole on the bank instead of letting the water run into it because this water level's been changing like crazy. I thought this way here, if we get any rain or whatever, it'll still be working. I really like the looks of the set now that's all tore up. I'm gonna bed that right back in there. You don't have to, but a lot of times I'll take a little bit of mud and throw on my wire just to make it look a little more natural. And there is that. Take a handful of grass right here. I'm gonna put it over top of that fish. That way, if one does come through, he's gonna have to really work at it. We're gonna get a little bit of Murray's mink dust. I'm gonna throw it up in there as well. All right, let's hurry up and wait. We may be targeting mink, but I like catching rats. There's not a lot of them around, so anytime you can get into them, it's a pretty good deal. If you guys remember from the other day, this is the same stream I was on when I caught the muskrat, and it looks like we have us another one floating right there. Now this rat here if you remember from the other day, this was actually a mink set. We were doing a high pocket set, and we ended up catching a rat, and ended up tearing everything up. Well, we were still targeting mink, but it just shows you that you're going to catch muskrats and mink sets. It's just going to happen. What the funny thing about this stream is, it shows no muskrat sign at all. Most of it's rocky bottoms. And when I caught that first one, I was a little shocked. I mean, when I was a little kid, there was muskrats here, but you just don't see any signs of any. And then fortunately, we got lucky enough to grab another one here, which I'll take muskrats all day long. But it was just a simple setup. And sometimes you don't have to get into elaborate sets. That's what's nice about muskrats. You can go in, punch a quick set in. Even if you're targeting something else, it's still nice to catch things. But all we did is we dug out this high pocket back. Now, when I first dug it out, I had about a hole, maybe like a maybe 3 or 4 inch hole back in. That way, if the water level change went up and down, we'd be all right. Well, when I caught that first muskrat, as you can see, he tore all this bank up. So I'm thinking the whole time, you know, a mink comes in here, that's really going to catch his eye, or a really big coon. A lot of times they like to see that. But by me digging this out, these muskrats, as they're swimming along, they're coming down the edge. Sometimes they get tired. Sometimes they just want a place to get out of the water, maybe away from danger. It makes a natural spot. So you can use these pocket sets kind of for a dual purpose. Yeah, we're focusing on mink because, I mean, we had it lured up with mink lure and everything, but we're also going to pick up those muskrats because it's just a natural place for them to want to come. I mean, this rat, we caught him in a 1.5 Duke, not a real big one, especially compared to the one we caught the other day. Good hind leg catch. Real nice rat. We're going to remake the set. We're going to do the same thing again. Why reinvent the wheel, you know?
Before you make your next trapping supply purchase, be sure to check out TrappingTimeTV.com. We have an extensive line of products and we're adding new products all the time. If you've seen it on the show, we have it. Don't forget to check out the Trapping Time line of baits and lures. You will definitely want to try out our #1 selling Back 40 Predator bait. We also are the home of the Trapping Time Trap Bed Cookie Cutter. Make TrappingTimeTV.com your last stop.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
The most important part of trapping to me is getting to spend time with my daughter. Now let's get back to the coon action.
All right, we're in here running our trap line. We got a coon and a DP trap here. Big beaver pond back here behind us. A little section of hardwoods. A little road that runs through here. They're just traveling back and forth through here, going to the beaver pond down this road. Another big swamp back over here behind us. This is on my farm. We're trying to catch everything we can as far as nest predators. We got some live turkeys over here. We're trying to keep the predators down. So. All right, we're using these Duke DPs. I like to use these a lot because they're the pull trigger. Keeps the line non-carbon catches out. I mean, they're just real easy. Set them. Now on mine, I don't push mine all the way up in there. I'll set it, and I'll pull it just out just a little bit. I don't put my trigger all the way up in there like some folks. I kind of like carrot trapping. I put it out just a little bit. I'm gonna get back in this old road right here. Find it, push it down. I run all mine on about 3-foot extension cables. I attach them to a tree. I keep them rolled up year round. It's attached to a tree, and I can go. So we're gonna bait this up with some of our smoky, our old smoky DP bait. Don't want to fill it all the way up, like give them something to eat. We're just putting a little bit in there, and then we're gonna put a little bit of this. This is something new we're working on for next year. A little soft stuff here, kind of. kind of thick. But it's got a good taste. The coons like it. They'll eat it. They'll sit here and eat it and stay longer. It doesn't have a bitter taste to it. They don't have to use anything bitter, because if they get something bitter in their mouth, they won't come back. But that's pretty much it. All right, we got a coon and a DP here. We are on the back side of this big food plot. And we got a trail camera right there where the camera is, and all during deer season we're seeing coons come through this food plot. So when deer season's over now, I decided to put a few DP traps in here. And this is looks like a Freedom brand DP trap. We had one set here with some the Old Smoky coon pellets and just fish oil. So we're gonna get him dispatched. If you look, you can't really see it. There's a coon trail that comes right through here, right by this tree, and goes right down to the swamp. There's some big den trees back here, some really big cypress trees. I feel like that's probably where they're denning at. We got our coon out, and we're gonna get our trap reset. So these are some Freedom brand. Actually, I think Robbie gave my little boy this trap last year, and I grabbed it out of the shop. Now on this one, I just grabbed an OT bar stake, the washer button on top of it. The thing's about 80 inches long, and I just drug it in the ground. And you can use your disposable stakes. Well, I had this one in my folder that day. So it's real easy to set. It's set. Push it in the ground. Of course, I went off and left my DP bait at the shop, so I'm going to use some of Robbie's stuff here. It doesn't take much. I like to sprinkle a little bit around it. I'm going to take a little bit of our fish oil here. Just kind of put it on the rim and run it out. And that's it. Alright, well, we've got a coon here. It's like a blind set that I put in here the other day. You can see a trail, a game trail coming right down this bank and on this little sandbar. And when it got right here where the water was real shallow, of course he's chewed the bank, but it had a real hard bank. So I just took a 1 1/2 and just kind of took my boot and kind of stomped it out a little bit, made a little trap bed, and put that trap right there. I was kind of hoping I might catch a mink kind of coming down this bank, but we ended up catching a coon, which is fine. We're trying to take these out of here anyway to help out the finesse predator. So we'll get our trap reset here. Try not to get myself caught. This has got a real hard trigger. Like I said, the trail comes right through here and it will hug this bank real tight. So what I did, the water level has dropped a little bit. I just took my boot, kind of cleaned it out a little bit. There was our trap bed, was right there. And, it's not going to be under much water, but I think it's going to rain next day or two, so maybe we'll get covered back up. So I always put my dog towards the bank. I want to walk through the jaws, not over them. So I set them up kind of like this. Kind of get it worked in there. Get it completely covered. Gets a little natural little mound right here. That just naturally, anything that's coming down this bank, it's just going to naturally funnel right through there as they're going up through here fishing or whatever. So we got that reset. Hopefully mink will come by. We'll catch a big buck mink, but we will take another coon to help these nest predators out.
Way to get after those coons, guys.
From the hills of West Virginia, Smokey's Deer Lures presents the first and only real pre-orbital gland lure in the world. Applying pre-orbital gland lure to a licking branch will allow you to take a complete inventory of the bucks at your favorite hunting spot. Get yours at smokiesdeerlure.com.
For some of us, trapping season never ends. It's in our blood. It defines the very person we are. Let Southern Snares and Supply be part of your trapping world. Be sure to try out our best-selling capital punishment predator bait and our new Pure Gator oil.
We're down here in Mississippi still, trapping some beavers and some otters for a guy here that's having some problems. But while we're here, we're also targeting some coons. You get around these sloughs is a good place to target them. The day I actually set this up, we come down in here, it was warm, and at least up north we call them peeper frogs. They were carrying on, lighting this whole slough up. Well, they're a good food source for the coons, so come down in here and there's a little bit of backwater. So we set this up over here with a Duke DP, and it looks like we connected on a coon here. Yeah, we got ourselves a coon. He's a little wet and muddy here. We set so close to the edge of the slough water here where they're working down through here searching for frogs and crayfish and stuff. Okay, we'll get this set remade. He got a lot of this little brush drug in here, so we want to clear this out so that take some of the entanglement out of it so we don't worry about him getting tangled up so bad. Move some of this brush, these sticks and stuff back out of the road. We're cabled off. We've got our quick link on there. We're just cabled off to a tree here. Makes it fast and easy. Get our DP reset here. Using our pellet bait. It doesn't take much. You just want enough to bring it up to about the trigger right there. That's plenty. Take a little bit of our spiked fish oil and just give it just a little dab down around the lip for a little extra attractive. Then we'll smear a little on the side. It's cold, so it's gelled up right now, so it'll stick to the tree, but that way get that scent out on the wind current back over the slough to help draw anything in that doesn't happen to come right down this edge. So, okay, well, that's another nest raider off the farm for the guys, so we'll get on down the line and see if we've got anything else, and hopefully tomorrow we get another one here.
All right, now we set a few DPs out. If you look behind me here, we've got a really nice food plot. We've actually got some canine and cat sets on the way out there. When we came in to set this, I saw a lot of raccoon tracks coming up and down here, and I didn't want them plugging up my set. So a lot of times what we'll do, with the beauty of DPs and how efficient and fast they are, we'll get a lot of those non-targets before they ever get in there. And you guys all know my simple setup. I use the 4-foot extension cable, but I try to get as close to these roads as I can. That way, you know, they have great noses on them, but you still want to get it close to where they're going to travel at. And what we're going to do here, we're going to take him out here, we're going to rebait it back up. But I just want to show you just what I'm looking at here. This is overcut pines, and we've got this nice little roadway here, and I just came off the edge maybe 4 or 5 feet. And a lot of times, like this coon here, he's pulling himself off to the side. So if you're trapping in an area where you got to worry about people stealing your catches, this is one way it may hide him a little bit. So let's get him out of the trap, and we're going to reset this back up. All right. We'll take some of our fruity DP pellets. They've been hammering the coon this year. Just put enough in. Remember, just under the trigger. Make them work for it. Set our Duke back up. Now this is a pull style trigger, so it helps out a lot on the non-target stuff. Make sure you get that in the ground pretty solid. And away we go. We're going to take a little of our fish oil and give us a little pat. Just something, if they're coming down through here bebopping along, they get a little whiff of that and maybe enough to pull them into your trap and work your set. But that's another egg eater down. Simple sets, guys, for a simple animal. That's how you really pile them up.
Well, folks, that was a fun show. As everybody knows, coon trapping holds a special place in my heart. That's where I was first introduced to the sport. And you know, I'll be chasing them, fur market or no market. I'm going to be chasing raccoons, Lord willing, as long as I'm physically able. Be sure to join us next week. We're headed to Mississippi with my good friend Justin Rogers and Jason Websters. We're going to be chasing old yellowtooth to the swamps of Mississippi. Like we always say, we're keeping the tradition alive here at Trapping Time.